in the 70s and the 80s when America and Cuba kissed and made up, and Cubans were allowed back into America, Castro notoriously emptied the prisons and the lunatic asylums. I went, up you go, and if we ever see you back here, well, probably won't end too well for you. Now try and put that into context of modern day times, and you can say, who do we have coming into our country at the moment? A lot has happened over the last 6 to 12 months, and probably even longer, of stabbings, of crime going through the roof, of people being attacked, raped, beheaded. All kinds of horrible things have happened. And you'll hear the loony left turning around saying, oh, but the Irish did that too. You know, you never say anything when it's a white guy who does it. It's not like, if that's your level of intelligence for an argument, just sit this one out, okay? What we're talking about is, who have we let in? Who are we letting in into our country? Because now it's gone beyond a joke. It's literally every single day. And my question is it's very simple, is where's the line? Like, what's the point that we have to pass in order for us to turn around and for a government to admit that maybe this isn't the smartest thing to be doing? Maybe we do have a serious problem, and maybe previous ministers for justice who've turned around and said this has had no effect on our crime rates, that we actually start becoming honest with each other and say this is a serious problem that needs addressing. Because now it looks like we have man, woman and child are put in danger in Ireland, and now our Gardaí, who 2 stabbing incidents in a couple of days from each other. Now you have people online turning around saying this is all staged, and you know, why would somebody have been there filming, you know, that exact time and that exact moment and blah blah blah, and the whole thing was staged. Personal opinion, I don't believe it was staged at all. It looked like, particularly that I didn't see any footage of the second one, but of the first one it looked like the actions of a deranged lunatic. People are now filming themselves eating apples or spice bags, so the fact that somebody's there filming is just the current world we live in right now. People are filming everything at every second, at every time. So there's always a very good chance that you're going to get stuff caught. And then they say, well, it's so that we can arm our Gardaí. And you say, well, we kind of already have an armed force within the Gardaí. So, and to be honest with you, I don't think that's actually really a bad thing, the way things are going. But that's a whole other debate. My point is that what has to happen in order for us to sit up and take action and solve this problem, because it is literally every single day. We have had a deranged lunatic stab children in Parnell Square. We have had an innocent woman out jogging that has been attacked and killed. We have had beheadings of people because of their sexuality. We've had the clergy have been attacked. What has to happen for us to go, right, that's the point. Now we need to seriously address this and remove these people from the country so that we can protect the innocent people of this country. It's like I've said before, like there's a reason it took 800 years to get the English out. And you let people say, you didn't get them out, there's still 6 counties. You know what I mean. It took 800 years for the Irish people to turn around and stand up and go, right, that's it. Enough is enough. So what's our 800-year line for this? Because the very fact that there are women afraid to go running and jogging or walking in particular areas in this country is not right. That was never the case before. The fact that every single child going to school is potentially at risk, that's not right, because that has never happened before. And you'll hear people saying there was this and that happening in the 70s and 80s. Let me be very clear here. I'm talking about people that we've allowed into the country that we know nothing about, nothing where they came from, and clearly have, and don't try and push it all under mental health issues, clearly aren't right in the head. They have different values, different morals, different cultures to us completely. We cannot, as a government, as a society, as people, allow this to continue. So that, what is the point that we must cross? Is it somebody in your family that gets attacked? Is it somebody in the current government or political, one of their family that gets attacked, stabbed, God forbid, murdered? Is it somebody in the president of Ireland? Is it a mass massacre? What has to happen? What is our 800-year line? Actually, that's what I'm going to call this video. What is our 800 line, or our 800-year point before the people of Ireland turn around and go, no more. Because at the moment, I don't know about you, but at the moment, I kind of wake up and I'm kind of going, well, I just expect to see something on the news. Well, not the mainstream news. I just expect to see something on Twitter, on social media. I just expect to see another video of an attack, of a stabbing, of rioting, of God knows what. I just expect every single day now. I'm just waiting to hear it. And if it's not every single day, it might be, once every 2 days where something is happening. This never happened before. And maybe it's been amplified because of social media. Because now people are filming and seeing stuff and the news is spread. Maybe this always did happen. I don't think so. But maybe this always did happen. We just didn't hear about it as much as we're hearing about it now. But you can no longer turn around and say there's absolutely no correlation between the amount of people that have come into the country and the increase in crime. There are parts of city centres, of rural towns, of villages that are absolutely destroyed, decimated, and people are afraid to go through. There's parts of rural area that used to be jogging paths for men and women alike that they don't go there anymore because they don't feel safe. This is not right. We cannot allow attacks, stabbings, rape, murders. We cannot allow that to be normalised because it's not normal. So we can't turn around and say, oh, another guard was stabbed. Sure, look, that's the 6th one this week. That cannot be normalised. So my question to you is very simple. What is our 800-year point? What's our 800-year line? What has to happen in order for us to stand up and take account of what's going on in this country? And it's not just Ireland. It seems to be happening everywhere. And you can have all your conspiracy theories about it's done by design and it's done by this. I reckon what's happening is because they've done their maths and they're saying there's not enough people in the country to continue paying your old age pension when you get to that age. So we'll bring in all these people. Okay, they might be the dredges of society, some of them, they might cause trouble and blah, blah, blah. But they'll eventually have kids here. They'll be integrated through our schools and services and everything. And they'll eventually grow up and they'll start working and that'll be the next tier. They'll be the lower level staff on the lower pay. So we need that. So this is how we're going to do it. It's the easiest way, just bring everyone in. Yeah, and look, put up with a bit of shite. I think that's the mentality, that's the reasoning and the reckoning behind it, because nobody had a brain to turn around and say, well, how about we incentivise a young Irish couple to have more children? If it's costing 60,000 to bring per annum to bring in an illegal immigrant or an immigrant or an asylum seeker into the country, how about we give an Irish couple, I don't know, maybe 30,000, 40,000 off a mortgage, off a car, off their health insurance or whatever to have another child? How about we do it that way? No, would that not make sense? No, as opposed to bringing in people who have completely different cultures, morals, mentalities to what we have. But it appears of who we're getting in is the problem. And I don't think we can deny this anymore. And maybe I'm wrong. This is not incitement of anything. I'm just throwing it out there. What has to happen? I have a huge amount of friends that work in the force. A lot of my family have worked or currently work in the force. And I'm saying to myself, are they now becoming targets? What has to happen? I mean, are we going to turn around and say, God forbid, a Garda has been attacked and murdered and stabbed? Is that what has to happen? Because I'm pretty sure we can prevent this before it gets to that. And I don't want to be reading this in the morning. I don't want to be seeing this on Twitter, that God forbid another person has been raped, beheaded, stabbed, attacked. But we have to start being honest with ourselves now. And I think we have a serious problem. And you know what I'm saying. People have been saying this for quite a time now. My question to you is, what has to happen? Where's the point of, right, okay, all right, let's sort this out? Or is there a point? Or is this just New Ireland with the new Irish? As our Taoiseach said, they're the ones who will be writing the future history for generations to come. Is this it? This is wake up in the morning, normalise what's going on, carry on as if nothing happened, and rinse, repeat, watch a bit of Netflix, rinse, repeat. Let me know in the comments. As always, love to hear what you say, and share it around. Let's get a big opinion from a lot of people on this. Let me know what you think. What has to happen? What's our 800-year line? Let me know.